innovators and creators, and thank you for joining the Buy or Bust Inventions podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Sloan, and along with me, as always, I have Astiney and Danny. Today, we are going to discuss some great and not so great inventions. I hope you guys don't purchase the not so great ones. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to throw it to Astiney. What is your buy invention?
Oh man, let me go into this one. This one is one of my favorites. I'm going to talk about the beloved Crocs. Now, Crocs, you've seen them everywhere lately. Now, these things are not new. You would think they are, but they were founded back in the early 2000s. You know, it's hilarious. These were invented as a boating shoe they were unveiled in Fort Lauderdale, of all places, obviously, because everybody has a damn boat in Florida. Now, they had 200 pairs and they were sold instantly. People really loved the idea of Crocs. But I remember growing up, I saw them on tabloids everywhere. You would open up an article on in a magazine for Us Weekly or People magazine, and you would see the Kardashians with their Crocs. It was the craziest thing. But then it died down, and then out of nowhere, they just super spiked in popularity. I was trying to think, I'm are these the cool thing now? Am I behind? And I remember, what's great about them back in 2020, they gave 100,000 Crocs to hospital staff because, the pandemic, and they were on their feet all day, which is really great of them. So I think that kind of inched them into popularity because, there's a lot of hospital workers. So that's 100,000 Crocs is a lot of people. So, and then I think what really sealed the deal, how popular they were, is that they did a collaboration with Bad Bunny. And Bad Bunny being the superstar that he is, the international superstar, he put out these plain white Crocs with gibbets. And everybody loves them good gibbets because we just love to personalize them. And people just became obsessed and they bought them instantly. They're 2 years old and they're reselling for $250. It's crazy. So you can just imagine, 2 years ago, how much they were probably reselling for. You would think they would be the newest Yeezys, probably selling for $1,000. So, I think these are the greatest inventions. Now, you can even put them in sports mode, which is what I love to do if I'm working in the yard or whatever, or chasing my kids around.
Yeah.
But, they're great. They're great lounging shoes. You can't go wrong with pulling out Crocs.
Yeah, so, I think I've heard some people talking about putting some Crocs in sports modes. I've never owned a pair of Crocs, sadly enough, but they were really popular when I was in elementary school, and I always saw people wearing them, and I was the odd man out. I was no, I don't think they're kind of ugly. I wasn't really into them. I didn't know. They just weren't my thing. I just never wore them, but my friends wear them. I don't know. What about you, Danny? You wear Crocs?
Yeah, I personally own 2 pairs of Crocs. They're great. I got one pair of the fuzzy ones, one pair of the regular ones. When it's cold outside, you throw on the fuzzy ones. A little late to class, throw them on, get to class on time. A little bit warmer outside, you just got to walk to get a package off your doorstep. I think they're the perfect shoe. But for my invention, I got to go with sunglasses. Invented in 1752, originally as a way to help with color blindness. I don't know if you guys knew that. But they were first kind of commercially produced in the late 1920s, 1929, and then became popular in the 40s by Hollywood. I, as a native Californian, love sunglasses. I wear them everywhere I go. You'll never see me outside with the pair, even if it's cloudy. They look good. They feel good on your face. But I've got to hear your guys' ideas on them because I personally love sunglasses.
Well, I wear glasses, so I can't really wear sunglasses. Although I do have this really nice pair of Ray-Bans, but it sucks. When I was growing up, I really wanted, I really wanted to wear sunglasses, but I couldn't. I'd have to put on contacts. You have to go through this extra step, or you can get the prescription ones. But you spend so much money on the lenses, and your prescription changes every year. Do I love them? Yes. I'm just unlucky enough that I can't really wear them without doing an extra step of either putting on contacts or getting prescription ones.
Yeah, I used to have prescription glasses, but as I reach over in my drawer, I think I pulled out just some sunglasses that I may have that I think are pretty cool. I got these for Halloween, everyone. I love sunglasses. I have a bunch of pairs, bunch of expensive ones that my mom buys, not my money. But I love sunglasses. They're pretty cool. In 12th century, that's crazy. I think
they're old. They're old.
Yeah, I didn't know they'd been invented that long. But honestly, walking outside with the sun beaming in your eyes, I honestly can understand the reason for it. Well, I would like to move into my invention. Everyone's favorite, the Danimals Crush Cups. Cultural innovation in yogurt packing. So they were released in 2009 and they were promoted by everyone's favorite twins, Cole and Dylan Sprouse, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. And research says that the companies really took pride in their product design because it's the way consumers can easily recognize them, and it's a unique eating experience. I love the commercial because they were just really embedded into my brain, because you just always had Dylan sitting there and always being like, Daniel's Crush Cups, and slurping them. It's just embedded in my brain for some weird reason. But they've been discontinued. No one's seen them since 2013, which honestly pisses me off. And I did some research into it actually. Someone on Reddit said that they will never use a spoon to eat yogurt again, and they just take their regular yogurt cups and squish them and slurp them. And if that doesn't really show that you're not a fan of Daniel's Crush Cups, I don't know what does. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, that's a staple of my childhood. You said invented in what, 2008, right?
2009, released in 2009.
I mean, 2009 to 2013, 9 to 13 years old, right there in that golden age. These were an absolute staple. And with Dylan and Cole Sprouse, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody just made in my mind love them so much more.
No, definitely. I do miss them. I mean, God, taking out a spoon sometimes, just to eat damn yogurt that you're gonna throw out as well. It just seems it's inconvenient. It's either that or I sometimes buy my kids what are these things called? The Go-Gurts. They're not as good, but they get the job done. It's the closest thing we're gonna get to no extra hassle. So I think it's. I miss them. I do.
I do love the Go-Gurts. Definitely not as good. But while we are getting on to more of our topics, I just want to reiterate that this is the Buy or Bust Inventions podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Sloan. Also, we have Astiney and Danny joining me. We're talking about some of our fun and great inventions. All right, I'm going to throw it to you, Danny, because I think we've got something else that we got to do.
Yeah, so we only got a couple minutes left, so we're going to do our speed round. So let's talk about this week's worst invention. Sloan, I'll throw it right back to you. Real quick, give me your worst invention, and let's make sure that no one purchases these.
All right. Have you guys heard of these baby mop onesies? Where it's just the onesies that you put your baby in, you're 4 or 5 month old baby, but they have the mop attached to them, so when they're crawling around the house, they can pick up the dirt and bacteria. I think that's so gross. Who designed that, to gather all of the dirt from the floor in one controlled area for your child to just ingest? And then I went on Amazon just real quick to check it out. Apparently Deanna Fleming gives it a 5-star and says it's really great at picking up dog hair. And then the company says this will teach your baby early in life about the importance of a strong work ethic. Your baby is 5 months old. They're putting their foot in their mouth and think it's food. Don't know what work ethic they're going to get from crawling as a mop on the floor. Don't buy it.
Terrible invention. Yeah. But for mine this week, I got to go with the luggage locks. They are simply one of the worst inventions of all time. They do nothing. A TSA agent can get into your bag regardless because they have a master key that opens any lock ever invented that is approved by the TSA, of course. And also, they can open it with a ballpoint pen. So just a terrible invention. Please, please, please do not buy them because they don't work. Astiney, real quick, you got about a minute left. So,
real quick, I'm going to talk about the iconic or not Bumpits. Now, do you guys remember these? These came out around 2008. Now, these things you would stick in your hair, and they would provide a poof.
Ugly.
And it was foolproof. Now, was it foolproof? No, because people with thin hair, they couldn't really, fill out the whole little headpiece. So, you just had to be there. It was around peak Jersey Shore era. Snooki really made it popular. She was really selling on the Bump It, and it really died down. I really think it was a bad fashion choice, man. Those were dark times.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening to the Buy or Bust podcast. Make sure to tune in every Thursday night for the best and worst inventions that humanity has come up with. For Astiney and Sloan, I'm Danny, and we'll see you all next week.
Hi.
Bye.